camera. We're just looking at each other.
No, yeah, we're looking at each other. Yeah.
Okay.
We're
It changes
present.
every time I come to the podcast. You guys have a new camera angle, so I'm just.
Yeah, we've been switching it up. All right,
All right.
ready?
Yes.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world, and today I am here with returning veteran of this podcast, Teanna Trump,
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. Yeah, happy birthday to a real one.
along with returning co-host Lena the Plug,
everyone,
who
it's
I
me.
may or may not sleep with and own a home with,
Hi,
and
guys.
then our new friend who I just met today, Brittany.
Bundle
How you
of
doing?
Brittany Renner.
Me and Brittany are wearing the same shirt, but I get the feeling that we're not on the same team. She is not feeling my energy. What is up with this?
Are you a Scorpio?
No, I'm a Sagittarius, but
Sag.
it's pretty close. I'm like 2 days away from Scorpio.
You're really into zodiac signs. I've noticed now on your Twitter.
Sages are petty.
That's like your whole brand? You're just like the astrological
No,
chick?
not at all, actually.
No?
Just something she probably picked up from being observant.
Because you guys are on the same wavelength. You probably menstruate in the same cycle and everything.
Probably are.
Yeah.
I feel she's ready to pounce across the table and gouge her
I'm
eyes out.
happy to be here. I'm really excited to see what you're going to talk about because Teanna has told me like so much about you. And
Really? What
yeah.
did she tell me? She doesn't know anything. And an elephant in the room, I just want everybody to know, no, we have not slept with Teanna. Because I feel like after the last one, everybody thinks that we did.
And everyone thinks we do this because we are trying to sleep with the people across the table. We're really just trying to have a good podcast.
Yeah, and we can bang chicks without interviewing them first. We just, it's like, why not? You can make all kinds of content.
What have you heard about my boyfriend? Do I need to?
He be asking some smart ass questions. And
Smart?
saying some smart ass shit.
Yeah, and just kind of giving me like an overview and how you wanted us to come up here.
I said it was live. We're gonna go through the back.
So if you wanted us up here, I mean, what kind of questions you
We're
got?
not actually doing this one live because we're too paranoid about our monetization status, which on that point, I want to say, everybody, nojumper.com, great place to go if you want to support this podcast.
So I bought Brittany's audiobook.
Yes, and
Yes.
you listen to it, which I think is really
I was
cool.
listening to it on the
Actually,
way
thought
here
it was
too.
really dope. I appreciate that.
Oh well, he told me last week. He's like, we're gonna interview her. You said bring your A game, so I was like,
She reads books for me. She also read Carmen Karma's book before we did that
I like
interview.
reading. Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
my
have time for all
whole
that.
likes reading, but I'm only on Seth, which is the first boy/chapter of the
Seth
book.
is
It's a
long,
long
too.
one. It's a long one. So you guys have some similarities.
Me and Seth.
Minus the physical abuse part.
Which one is he? See, this is why I wish we were alive, because then the chat would tell me, like, which
He's not. He doesn't have a blue check mark, so you wouldn't know him.
Are you
right?
serious?
This is from before she became Bundle of Brittany.
So you fuck normies, too?
Used to.
That was one of my questions.
I used
Wait,
to, she
can we
said.
just back up? How'd you guys meet?
Yeah.
I referenced her in my book, and I wanted to meet her, so we did some video content that I haven't released, and that's
You
just-
manifested it.
Wait, what did you say about her in your book? Good things?
Well, I learned a lot from her.
Okay.
I think every person is a teacher.
Oh,
Every
about
person
giving
is a-
top?
Yeah.
Oh, she is a very inspirational
Did
source.
you walk in on a boyfriend watching her porn, or you just find her?
No, she was trending a lot on Twitter, and
Okay.
I thought she was really beautiful. So I was like, I don't know, I felt like I kind of identified with her from her look. So it was just someone that I'm like, if I'm gonna learn from anyone, I could kind of relate to her.
But what did you want to learn? How to be a better lover?
How to suck dick.
Clearly, babe.
I feel like Tiana's dome giving has inspired you in your technique.
Do not bring up my dad. You never learned your lesson with this.
No, I'm not saying anything. I think there's probably a lot of girls out there that would say that Tiana's dome giving has kind of made them want to give dome in it.
No offense
Sort
to
of changed
Tiana,
up their
I feel
technique.
like I have been given dome really well since before.
By all means.
But
Legendary dome.
But my
Great
boyfriend
dome.
often talks about how artful your blowjobs are.
Everyone
which I'm
knows
not,
it.
Which I'm not offended by until he wants to bring up the comparison of
It's
me.
not a comparison. It's
Then
not
I'm
a
like,
comparison.
just admire Tiana without bringing my name into it. All right.
No. Nothing to do with you. I'm just saying style-wise. Like you could sit here and say, oh, Gunna was inspired by Young Thug. That doesn't mean that Gunna is a Young Thug clone. He just
Hey,
had his
babe,
style.
I saw that you started copying Joe Budden on his podcasting. Like, how do you feel about that, babe?
There you go. See?
It doesn't feel good.
I wouldn't regard it as copying though if I took a technique from another podcast. I wouldn't
feel
take
like
that as an
you would kind
affront.
of be like, don't compare me to a podcast.
I have always,
now we're fighting again.
I have
Fight,
always been
fight,
ready to
fight,
learn
fight.
from the legends. I have always, I don't think anyone should ever be just stuck in their ways. And Tiana's a very influential figure in the dome game.
All right. Anyways, I appreciate Tiana's
I like how he just-
dick sucking skills, but I want to know more about them. Let's focus on the guests.
Right. So then, how did you go about meeting her?
Flew her out, and yeah.
Flew.
You got a
did the
fly out from Brittany Renner. Wow. That's like no one can really
Brittany
say
bought me a
that.
Chanel purse.
Are you serious?
She's a sugar mama.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you.
She bought me for my birthday.
Oh my god.
That bitch was money.
I just didn't want her to be impressed by what any man could do for her, and she obviously could do that herself. But for me, I just felt like it was more of a sentiment, like you don't need a guy to get stuff like this.
Because like my perception of Teanna from doing the interview is that you seem a little bit more interested in running around doing hood rat shit with your friends and such rather than like the bag. I feel like you aren't as money focused as you maybe could be, for better or for worse. Did you identify that in her? And also, am I tripping?
Well, it's not always about the money when you're trying to have fun, but when it comes to business, I'm about that money. Trust me.
Right.
I love the nostril flare there.
But I don't know. Shit, I don't even know what you just said. Shit.
Talk to me. What did you see in her that did you feel like you saw the potential and you felt like she needed assistance to take it to the next level, or what?
No, I mean, she's never asked me for help. I've never assumed she was like some wounded dog that needed saving. We just clicked on another level. She's like a sister, like a soulmate. So for me, it's just our paths crossed, and however I can help her, that's how, if I do it, I can, But I just teach her how to fish. I'm not here for her to be like, oh, I need Brittany, or Brittany has to do this for me. Like, I teach her how to fish, and I encourage anything that she does.
But do you think that you guys are, like, do you see yourselves as a duo? Do you see yourselves as, like, each sort of playing a role in creating something greater than you'll be able to do just on your own?
I think there's always power in numbers. I mean, I think even what you guys are doing, I think it's more powerful, like a couple being able,
Okay, yeah. I'm still in my head like, that's cool.
okay, right, we can talk when we get up. I think there's always power in numbers, especially like beautiful women from different worlds. I mean, combining and just kind of joining forces. It's not something you've really ever seen.
How long have you guys been friends now? Like, how long ago was the book mention and like you guys getting together?
It was like a year.
A year and
ago.
a month.
Oh, the anniversary, keeping track over there.
Right
You're
after
so
my
romantic.
birthday, I remember like 'cause we were still new, like friends right after my birthday. So or right before my birthday.
I love seeing you guys together on social media. I think I saw you guys like when that first, probably maybe a year ago, when you like posted a video mentioning her or something, and I was like, I love this because it's like two hot girls. You guys look similar. People probably compare you a lot, but instead of letting that be the thing, like people pinning you guys against each other, you guys are you joined forces and you just love each other and build each other up, and I think that's really cool to see.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that, there used to be a lot more rap groups, and that I feel like what you guys are doing, when I see you guys sort of like promoting like, oh, who wants to book us for your clubs, blah, 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 it starts to make me think like, oh, this is like a group. This is like the Migos, but for like hot chicks on Instagram. This is kind of a new thing that we haven't really necessarily seen before, but it's like a little bit more marketable because it's like, oh, you want to book us for a club? It's kind of like, it's not just one person, it's two, and it's kind of like additional value.
I bet the clubs love having you guys.
Oh, they go
We-
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they really came out for her birthday. I mean, I had hosted the weekend before, and whatever. Like, I've been doing this forever. I'm consistent.
It's packed when she hosts.
But it was a different energy. Like when she came in that bitch, like they were like move, like everyone had just like
that's
all
amazing.
eyes. Like they really weren't partying. They were just staring at us.
What city was this?
Scottsdale, Arizona. We just
The
were there.
college kids love you.
Oh my gosh, they were turning up.
It's fucked up, but my fans are kind of the younger people. It's not like I don't have like 40-year-old fans.
Really?
Mine are like young.
You
Yeah,
got like
I mean,
the
I feel
cool
like
hip kids, yeah.
You're like
Seriously.
you're like as much as you're a porn star, you're a social media star too. And I feel like young people on social media and stuff. It's cool because it's like she learned from you sucking dick or whatever, and I feel like girls love you for that because they're like, oh, I can watch her skill, learn from it, and then guys love you too because obviously they're like, I wish that was my dick. So it's cool that you get like both sides. Both demographics,
Hell yeah.
Because if I was a girl in college and you were coming to my town at a club, I'm like, I'm gonna go see those lips in person.
The way I saw people start sort of framing what you guys were doing with the college tour on Twitter and stuff, people started like immediately framing it as like, oh, Teanna Trump is trying to do a tour of colleges just so she could fuck all the dudes.
That's an option.
The football teams and basketball teams specifically
That's
at
an
the
option.
colleges.
Really? Well, those are the tallest and most handsome, perhaps.
That is an option. I'm not kidding. When we go to our cities, if you guys know we're out there,
Yeah, what is
DM
it
me,
like?
the college.
So you are looking for
I
hot
mean, I do
hookups.
college tours. Don't get it twisted, but it's every now and again. If I do it all the time, I might get sick.
Yeah, you
Might
never
get
know what you're
burned.
getting out
These
there.
men are dirty.
Frat dick.
Have you ever been burned?
Yes, bitch.
Okay. Yeah, us too. I'm just wondering.
You don't. When you play volleyball, you scrape your knees every now and soccer, bitch. I know you scrape your knee.
Yeah.
But okay, is it weird for you? Are you on the same level of promiscuity that Teanna's on? Is that kind of intimidating?
What would be intimidating about it?
I don't know, just
She
like
is, but
going
she's more
out.
of a private person. I think you're like me, but you're just private.
I mean, I think we both have similarities.
She's with the shits, but she's not going to be as loud about it, I think,
she
as
puts
Teanna is.
everything out on Front Street. And I think that's kind of why it's interesting, is because you're used to seeing porn stars hang out with porn stars and Instagram models hang out with Instagram models. And that's why it's kind of weird, because you're more like a rap vixen fitness type chick, and then she's just full porn star.
She's full businesswoman to me, super
Well, I don't know.
white.
Yeah, what-
Vixen, I ain't never. What music video have I been in?
Oh, you told me.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I don't know. So what category in this extremely generic, vague template that I'm describing here, how would you describe yourself in a few
I
words?
think I'm an author first. I made 6 figures from my book. So,
Really?
Holy
shit.
really. Yeah.
I'm going to write a book next week. That's awesome.
I had no idea.
That's
That's
amazing.
crazy.
So I would say I'm an author first. I've also acted, and obviously I'm an entrepreneur. So, if I'm using labels to best identify myself with, it'd be that. But I'm not just limited to any of those things.
That's
Definitely
good.
not. I've never been called a rap vixen. That's like a first.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking
Fitness,
about.
I
so-
used to do fitness. I'm not passionate about it. So now I just try to help people write books and shit.
Right. I guess it's just like, as much as we've made inroads
sorry.
in the acceptance
okay now?
of sex workers, I feel like a lot of people are still so not cool with people who do porn. I'm gonna be honest with you, including
yeah.
us. We see it all the time.
What do you mean?
People just totally disregard anything about you if you're like, oh, well, if you can't listen to you, you've done or you do porn.
Yeah,
you know?
it's weird. Like, I feel like a lot of people write people off who are really involved in the industry. Not us, obviously, since we're
I just
all
porn.
wrapped
I
up
feel like
too.
strippers. Even when Cardi was talking or meeting with what's his name, they were like talking shit about that. I feel like we don't have a voice.
That
not
is true.
Bernie?
Huh?
When she met with Bernie?
No. Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
not read the comments where they
Really?
were like
That's
talking
what they're
shit?
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I listened to that.
That's so fucked up. I think that's like literally the best cosign that Bernie could have possibly gotten was her. Like, I can't imagine anyone right now that would make more people more likely to be interested in politics than
You
her.
should co-sign with him because it's like your name is Trump. And co-sign with Bernie. I think it would look really. There'd be a lot of good memes coming from that.
I'm picturing Teanna sitting down doing an interview with Bernie, like the way that Cardi did, and that would just be the best shit ever, dude. I don't care what you say. It would be so amazing. They would give you a script. They're not letting you go off the top on camera with him.
Because that's not a good idea.
No way. You're going to straight violate Bernie. You're going to be like, yo, does that thing still work?
Prostitution legal.
Push legal. But he's going to be like, I agree. But listen, Teanna, I think there are more important things for us to talk about.
Why is your impression really good?
Yeah. Hey, so do you have any particular hatred for Donald Trump, as long as you're rocking these shirts that I'm assuming are available where?
Yeah. Do I have hatred for him? No.
Talk to me
not
about how
really.
your life has changed since he became president.
I don't fucking know. I mean, I was in prison when he became president, so I don't know what the hell went on.
He
went on
freed
there,
you.
but he didn't free shit. I am still on probation. Donald, if you're listening, get me out.
Yeah.
But I'm on probation. I have a felony until 2020, but it didn't. I mean, it just helped me sell T-shirts. Really, I don't know if it helped me because I mean, I don't know if it helped me.
Right.
I don't know, but the T-shirts and the merch shit damn well helps.
Right.
But I'm black, so they're like, she's definitely not his daughter. Like, so.
But how do you feel about him? Do you hate him? Do you feel
No.
like his remarks are terrible?
No, I don't, and I don't think he's racist either. I just think he's like me. He says whatever the fuck he wants, and sometimes it
Would
comes
you
off
fuck?
fucked up.
But I think he's racist
Would
as
you
well.
fuck?
I think he's saying
I would
everything
totally
he thinks.
fuck Donald just to fuck Donald. Okay,
Just to say you fucked
which
up.
I want a picture of leaving the White House like, you know, like mid walk.
Oh my god! Like they would let you just leave out the front door, like it's no big deal.
They're not going to let you smash in the White House for sure.
Oh, that's the goal.
Yeah. Well, the three-way with Melania would be sick. She's
No,
bad
but
as hell.
she's old though. Come on.
She has fake
So you
twisted
could
hairs.
fuck older dudes, but you couldn't fuck older women.
I'm doing. I'm definitely doing all the work then. Because if I have an old bitch and an old man, fuck, I'm doing all the work.
Right. No, that's totally true. Yeah.
I
I mean,
got
his
so
dick
many-
has to be honestly minuscule. Like, there's no. I bet at every dick you've ever been involved with, either of you, I bet there's no way that any of them are as small as his.
I don't know. There are a couple. Fuck.
Do you have to deal with any ramifications from that last interview? Anybody get really mad at you?
I got a phone call. Lance called me, but was silent. Lance, what was that about? But was silent.
But you didn't say anything about him by name, did you?
I didn't say anything about him.
He just knew that you were talking about him?
Yeah.
Which one was he?
Lance.
Yeah, but what did you say that he did? Match him up with the description.
I feel like she's
Why are you reaching out on behalf of them?
No, next.
You're supposed to be on her team.
Next. Next
I feel like
question.
she's your manager over here. And she's like,
I cannot with him.
What is it?
I want to just talk to her.
You're acting like you're into me. It's weird.
I'm what?
You're acting like you're into me. I feel
Why
like
are you
a
gonna
little
piss her
like
off, babe?
kindergarten, like elementary school type vibe going on here.
No, don't project onto me.
So I want to ask you why you hate my boyfriend. Like, act like he's not here because I feel like I'm just getting this energy that you really hate
No,
him.
first of all, that's my friend. So no, we're not about to do all that in front of me. So it's not like I have a hate for him. Separation is the greatest illusion. So if I hate him, then I hate a part of myself. So no, I don't hate him. But I've obviously seen and heard things from her. So it's like, yeah, I'm on go regardless. Like I don't, he's a man. This is his shit.
You're
I
too
respect
industry.
him.
You're standing up for the ball players and shit. You're not about the women.
Do you hate men?
No, I don't hate men.
Even after that book and everything that you had
It
to pour
actually
in?
cleansed my heart. I don't
Really?
hate
I was going
men.
to ask you that. Like, did you feel better? Do you feel like you can't, like, when you date now, you have to pick really wisely because you wrote this book where you kind of like shed a light on all your mistakes in dating, and now you feel like since you put that all out there, do you feel like you have to be really, really careful in how you move in the dating scene? You know what I mean?
I think mistakes is like, that's kind of subjective because
Yeah.
if it led me to where I am now, then it wasn't a mistake. And then if it changed my life financially, then none of those guys were a mistake. It was like the book was meant to be written. But I think in general, as you climb, of course you have to be a little bit more selective. And for me, I definitely had my fun and was doing whatever I was doing, with whoever I was doing it with. But I would say probably more men are intimidated to be with a woman who can articulate her thoughts and feelings and put it into a book and monetize it. Yeah, that's intimidating. So.
Oh hell yeah! You banging an author and you're thinking about that? Like not only is she
You
gonna.
inspired me for what book I'm gonna write about him in a couple years.
Oh yeah.
Let
Can
me
we get
help
some
you out.
NDAs done for her too?
Girl, I'll help you out. Let me know when you're ready to write
You got nothing to expose. You're gonna be like, "Wait, he was mean to me. He, like farted in front of me."
it. It's like, oh, we knew that.
Farted in front of my family really
oh,
loud.
this is what she's mad about this week.
Yo, man.
I busted a fart at a family party.
Dude, you can't do that in front of my family.
wasn't that
Anyways,
I'm gonna leave this one to you.
this whole thing.
Just this
She's
next,
a tough one.
Next question that you want to ask her.
I
It's
was
all
gonna
you.
ask you if you. I mean, I feel like this is kind of a dumb question, but
There's no such thing as a dumb question.
oh, there is. He'll tell you.
There
Would
is.
you only date a dude with a blue check mark now that you're,
That'd be kind of shallow. That'd be kind of limiting my options, I feel like.
It is shallow, but like, do you think like a random dude could just DM you or whatever, get in contact with you, and you'd be down, or?
Well, I mean, I don't use my Instagram as like a dating app, you know what I mean? It's kind of like I just do it for business, and if a guy is meant to be in my life, he'll find me. And I don't know how he'll find me. I don't really know. I'm 27, single, I have no children. I mean, I can't really worry about how any man is gonna find me, you know what I mean? Like,
But
or
like,
if he's gonna have a blue check or not, like, I don't fucking know.
You could pull a Nicki Minaj and just date like some killer that you dated when you were like 16.
Yeah,
That's simple.
you know,
Sounds
it's good for her.
You know, it's like she would never be able to meet that guy now at this point in her life. It's just, she's never just gonna end up meeting some fucking dude from the block, you know? I find that so interesting that she had to go back into her childhood to find somebody that felt like a normal guy to
I
her.
feel like it's hard nowadays since she's Nicki. People only want her for Nicki. They don't want
Yeah.
her for.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna date one of the old ones." Fuck.
That's why I feel like it's like you meet people on social media and usually they're verified or whatever, because it's like, how else are you gonna meet someone? Like you're
Yeah,
usually
you're not
work-
gonna meet him at Whole Foods.
You're usually
unfortunately.
working, and then the thing about like dating someone who's verified, just to me, it just implies that they're like also a public figure. And sometimes if you're a public figure, you might have to date a public figure so that they can
Yeah.
understand your life and you have similarities. Because
Yeah.
it would be hard to just date a dude who managed a Starbucks, right? Or like managed at,
Yeah.
maybe not a Starbucks, but like,
Starbucks is a great job. How dare you?
I didn't say it was a bad job. I just meant like, okay, maybe not a more Starbucks manager, but maybe something
You
else.
can make up to $250,000 a year as an In-N-Out manager.
Wow.
I saw that last night. That's pretty impressive,
That
right?
is, yeah.
There's a lot of rappers who ain't making that after all their expenses, you know? Just being real.
Shots fired. We need that button.
No, but okay,
That's true.
that's the thing with Nicki is that she dated fucking Meek Mill publicly for years. One of the biggest rappers. So it's like after Meek Mill, what do? You either go up, which I think she kind of like, she tried to like she like dated Quavo for a bit and shit like that, but it didn't go like public or anything. She decided to go all the way back to square one.
She didn't go back. That bitch is up here. I
Well,
feel like
yeah.
Meek. If anyone dropped, it was Meek.
Hell no, Meek's hot as hell right now. Pause.
Well, but if anyone dropped, it was Meek. Mickey has done nothing but.
It might have seemed
escalate.
like that at first, but I feel like right now, like Meek is bigger than Nicki.
Really?
Yeah, things can change that quick.
You know all the tea. I don't know any of this.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm tapped in. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I mean, if you look at album sales, well, no, probably not album sales. I don't
And
know.
her radio, he ain't got nothing.
Your industry, so you're probably like best friends with Nicki Minaj. And you're like right now, you're like, stop talking about my girl. Stop
No,
talking
I-
about Lance. Stop talking about Nicki.
First of all, I would never defend Lance. Okay, I don't know him like that. But, right, goodbye. No, but I'm a barb, so of course I'm like, you know, she can date who she wants. We don't have to agree. I understand, you know, but I mean, I love Nicki Minaj, so you know, yeah. I don't know.
I love
we
her
all,
too.
We all like different things, you know. Hey.
Yeah, definitely. So what other, you know, that as long as we're talking about the relationship, though, this is one thing I did want to say is like now you're incentivized to have wild, messy ass relationships because it's just going to give you more fire shit to write about. And if you were to get into like the worst fucking relationship ever with like somebody who's really high profile, then that would be like the best thing content wise. Do you think about that?
I don't want that.
You don't want the mess so that you can create art from it.
No, because honestly, I feel like I've dated or fucked like every guy I've ever thought I ever wanted to sleep with or be with. I've met every person, every athlete. Like, there's just, to me, I'm just kind of like over all that, you know? So I wouldn't even want to be in a type of relationship where I'm like ripping and running and being spotted here and like all that attention. I think someone who has like something to lose, but not like consumed, like I'm a clout hound. I'm just so into attention. Someone that's just more low key, like I see you on social media, I maybe have met you on there, but I'm not pressed to like post all the time. Someone that's just more low key. That's what I want. I don't want to be running around. I don't want to go through another situation like I did. That was really traumatic. I've been in therapy for 5 years too. So it's like, there's no way I could even take steps back and date somebody who's abusive in any form.
Right.
I can't.
But does that means bad things for your writing career, right? Because like the worst thing that could come if you wanted to make another book like that is just to get in a really stable, solid relationship, right?
But I think it could also, it depends on how you angle it, because if I have come from all these different like unhealthy, like toxic relationships, and then I found something healthy, I can kind of be like, okay, well, this is what I did, you know, like this is how you can do it. For me, I mean, I'm ready to write my other book, another one as well. So it's like more self-esteem, self-help. That's to me where I feel like my strong suit is, and when it comes to helping women and just other people.
I think I have the best idea ever. You
Oh,
guys
gosh.
buy
Here we go.
houses side by side and you both become mommy vloggers.
I was thinking that she should write her next book about their shenanigans and adventures and hotels, if you will. I want to know about the messes that happen at these cities.
But do you think
No.
people really want to hear like hotels? I feel like, you know, that is like people are going to perceive that a weird way.
I feel like even just, because a lot of people don't know who Teanna is outside of Teanna Trump. So it's like, to me, there's a lot of things about her that I find very interesting. And to me, that are more relatable than any dick sucking story or any porn she's ever shot. So that's like not something she opens up to everybody about. So I think her actually owning more of her truth and what she's been through is way more interesting than any of that other
Yeah,
shit.
I think I saw a photo that you had a comic book collection in your house. Is that your house?
Yeah.
So
That's
you-
just for looks, though.
Oh, I was about to get deep into your hobbies
That's
here.
just to appeal to the nerd fans. Like, oh, you like comic books? Yeah, me too. Buy my snap.
Give me that money.
Wow, that is so funny.
Social media.
No, but
It's
is
the
it?
look.
Tell me this. Isn't it so shocking how conservative people still are when it comes to hoe ass shit? Because you see the video of fucking Alexa Sky in trouble with the cucumbers and everything.
No.
This
I
is
did
like
see that.
this is kind of wild because I mean what she was doing was gully as fuck because they just had some girls like on her back at this pool party and Alexa Sky is fucking her with a cucumber and then she pulls it out and just fucking starts jamming it down her own throat and it's like so obvious that this is just this wild ass pool party and you know everybody's tripping out about it and I mean I'll admit even I was like holy fuck when
I
I
never
saw
heard
it.
of it.
Really?
When was this?
maybe a week or two ago.
There's a lot of cucumber stuff going on, but
Cucumber
The poor
shit was
cucumbers,
madness.
they gotta go through all this
I
shit.
feel like it's
didn't know this.
like I think
I've
girls
never
should
heard
be
about
free
it.
to express themselves sexually as much as they want, but it almost looks like a zoo
I gotta say,
animal.
and I gotta
It
say-
did.
I
It
gotta
looked like
say
some
one thing.
reckless shit.
I got one thing to say.
What is your opinion on that? Like, what do
Cucumber-wise.
you see
What
that?
were you about to say?
That cucumber shit, I'm tired of people telling me
Not
to suck
big
a
enough for you?
cucumber. Suck a cucumber, bitch. I suck dicks. I do the real shit. I'm not gonna suck a cucumber and go back in life. You know what I mean? I hate when they're like, suck a cucumber, we wanna see it. I suck dicks on my Twitter. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is weird
understand what
sometimes the
and the
requests
cucumber,
people
they're
have.
holding that shit. Like, if you want to suck a dick, it's way different. That shit's, you can't grab it up in the air and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do it any way you want. Like, what are these?
You're in full
That's
control.
not how you
of it,
learn how
yeah.
to suck dick. You need to put that shit, glue it down. Bitch, you know, like, you gotta,
Right.
it's a dick, it's attached.
Like a cucumber's not going to teach you enough.
I don't think so.
You don't think it's good practice though?
Fuck no. How can you even like double hand it? You gotta hold the shit.
Well,
so you're
some-
just like this the whole time.
Well, you
You're-
could balance it on something,
Put it
right?
between your knees.
Get a little tripod for it.
I just don't see I feel like it's pointless.
Okay, but how do you feel about the judgment that came out of people? And it's weird because it felt like people were so judgmental about that clip because it looked so reckless. Like it looked like it was
I've never
not
seen
really.
it, so I have no comment on the video. I don't know.
Do you want to see it?
I
Nah, I'm not
I mean,
gonna
I
do
don't
it
think
to
it's really worth it.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's a fucking cucumber.
It would, yeah, you know. How do you feel about that? It's like when people act like they want to be so sex positive now, but then some shit like that happens, and it feels like people are just not ready to really accept what sluttery actually looks like when it's actually going down at a fucking pool party. Even myself, I was shocked by that one.
That's interesting.
I mean,
Comment.
honestly, the cucumbers, anything, just it's like, I do agree with you though. I actually understand. It's like, it's very contradicting. You can't say we're sex positive and then it's like we're doing wild ass shit and then now we're being judged. I don't know. For me, it's like I wouldn't be either girl, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my god, that's so disgusting. Like I can't believe they did that at the pool party. It's just like, you know, cucumber price is going up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think it's just interesting that this is what our world
Does that
has
turn you
conjured
on?
up.
Is that supposed to turn guys on, the cucumber thing?
I mean,
He's shaking his head like,
What's the point of it? I don't get it.
I just imagine
looks like a dick.
at that pool party that it's like maybe the girls were trying to one up each other, or like someone was drunk and just suggested it, and some girl was drunk and was like, "Yeah, I'm down." But I don't think it's.
Well, you know what it is too, is that it's their audience. It's Trouble and fucking Alexis Scott. So it's like a purely like love and hip hop type like black Atlanta audience is like the majority of people that are seeing this, and those types of people are kind of conservative when it comes to stuff like that. And I think that that's what made it kind of like weird, because that's something that if we saw Riley Reid do that at a party, we wouldn't think twice about it. But she's like a real porn star and stuff. I feel like the audience was a little bit shocked by it.
definitely shocked. But I do agree though, like if you're gonna do it with a cucumber, you might as well just pull out the real thing.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, if you're trying to get wild, pull it out.
I would be less weirded out if I saw it just being actual sex.
Yeah.
I've been public at a public party, right? Like
I think
we've done
that-
ratchet shit in front of people at parties, but it was porn parties.
It
but
might
still.
not have gone that viral if it was just that. And really, honestly, it was the way that she sucked it out of the girl, because it was just like, whoa, like I just couldn't believe the enthusiasm that she did it with. And also in the clip, I think when you first saw it, it seemed like the girl that she was doing this with was a complete stranger, and that made it kind of crazier, because then in reality, when Alexis Scott put out the comment about it, she was like, oh no, that's my girl, blah blah blah, and then it's kind of like, oh well, that's not that
Honestly,
weird.
give me a few shots and I might fucking eat a cucumber out of a fucking stranger girl's pussy. Like, you've seen me do some crazy shit at the club before.
Hell yeah.
You let that stranger fucking eat my ass on the dance floor.
I'll do it again tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, we have done things that are not so far from the cucumber challenge.
Yeah, I don't think that is not a big deal. That's not a shocker to me. I've had dicks pulled out of a girl's ass and I sucked it.
Right.
So like, what's the
But that
difference from a
asshole was
pussy?
very nicely primed and clean for you.
Exactly.
That girl
But
didn't
again,
eat for
it-
16 hours.
Exactly. You knew exactly what you were getting into. That's the thing about that clip that was so shocking to people, is that it looked like she didn't even know this fucking girl. And that would be pretty wild.
You know you were jerking off to it later.
I didn't jerk off to it. No, I think actually the craziest thing about it is that it was up on Boosie's Instagram for like 8 hours
It
before I got
definitely
deleted.
was, yeah.
That's wild.
I'm like, Instagram.
I would have a lot of respect for either of you if you were to date Lil Boosie next. I just
Who?
feel like Lil Boosie,
He's not my type.
he's not. Why?
Well.
Too real for you?
First of all, doesn't he have like kids my age?
He has so many kids. At least some of them probably have to be your
Okay,
age.
so that is what makes him a no.
No?
He has kids my fucking age. That's weird as
That's
hell.
responsibility. That's a real man right
I know,
there.
but like, his kids have a better, shot than him.
At
Just
dating you?
because of the age.
I don't know if any of them are actually like legal age though.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I think he has a son though that's closer in age to me than shit he is.
He has sons that are definitely rappers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
No Lil Boosie for you either.
No, thank you. Respect him as an artist,
Yeah.
but no thanks.
Right.
Not as
He
a
would
lover.
say probably the same for me, so right back at you.
That's actually a good point. Yeah. I feel like Boosie might not be able to handle you.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah. So what else do you pick up from her book that I need to know about?
I'm throwing it on me
Miss
'cause
Literary Critic over here.
I told you I'm only through Seth, who reminds me of you. But
What about Seth reminds you of him? I mean, if you're gonna say it, stand on
And
principle.
also,
and say what
who's
it
Seth?
is.
I need to know who Seth is
Seth
in real
is
life.
the first man in her life
Oh,
who
he's
she
the- he's
fell in
the-
love with.
He's the not famous one. Okay, so yeah, I don't
I
care.
think I got reminded of him because of the you tried to do the threesome thing in your relationship, and we do a ton of it. It's very successful with us though, because what Seth did with you, it seems like he was like, oh, threesome, and then kind of ignored you,
Yeah.
sort of thing. He's like very strategic
Inclusive.
and
You have to be.
inclusive,
Diverse.
But when the things you were describing that he did. Or like, oh, like he was looking at her and stuff like that. Like sometimes I'm like, is it in my head? Like, is he looking at her or is he looking at
Like, well,
you know?
you're enjoying that too much.
My gaze is evenly split at all times, 50-50. No, more towards you.
He's like, wait, I fucked that shit up.
Wait, what is your sign? He's a Sag. What are you?
Gemini.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you're-
So
Seth
y'all
did.
are like, okay.
Talk to me about Seth's threesome.
I haven't
attempt.
gone to the
I'm-
breakup yet, but
Oh. Then you broke up because of this threesome went so badly?
no.
No.
He was too much. He was controlling. He was on your Instagram only accepting female followers. Like what?
Yeah. I mean, he was just abusive, like, across the board. So, emotionally, it got physical more towards the end of it, like, bruised arms and shit. Like, then I just feel like it got to a point where I talk about it even in my book, it's like, you love each other and hate each other so much that I remember just, like, looking at him, like, staring at him sleeping, like, really plotting in my mind. Like, could I
just
could
guessed
I
that
kill
part.
him and get away with it? So I feel like that's a really... People think that's like really strange, but if you've never been pushed to that point to where you feel like you're in almost like a fight for your life and you can't get out, because that's why a lot of people who are in abusive relationships, they stay. They think there's like no out. So I think when I got to that point, I just was like, I got to get out, or he's gonna kill me, or I'm gonna kill him.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
scary. When you look at that now, were there really obvious warning signs that you would be able to identify now? Like, you don't think that you would ever be able to get wrapped up in something like that again because you're just so much more intelligent about who you associate with?
Yeah, I would. I mean, he had a girlfriend of 5 years when I met him. I was a side chick for 10 months.
Wow.
So I kind of asked, I got exactly what I wanted, which was him. So it's like, I kind of made my own bed and I had to lie in it. And we dated for 4 years after that.
But being somebody's side chick, do you think that that was you being self-destructive at that time in your life? Or was that you just not knowing any
You didn't
better?
know at first, right? When you met him, you didn't
What?
know he had a
Oh,
girlfriend.
no, he told me.
Right away?
From the jump. He's like, I don't want to lie to you. I was like, oh, okay, well, shit, he
I
ain't
want to
lying.
know, like, no, I don't really want to know what he's up to now, but I'm just like,
He's engaged.
so did he change though? Like, I just wonder if people
I
like
don't
him
know.
change. You know what I mean?
He's a
like,
Gemini. He was a Gemini. Well, he's a Gemini.
He's probably
I
torturing
hate when
her
people try to
too,
use my
whoever it
zodiac
is.
sign
sorry.
against me. I'm like, God damn it, I don't know shit about zodiac signs.
No, he actually got engaged 10 months after we broke up. So I actually recognized the girl. He had like shouted her out on Instagram, like they had conversations on there before. And my biggest thing was like, I'm not about to go like searching for shit. Like if I have to go search through, which I did threaten, like text messages, phone logs, I felt like at that point then I needed to leave.
Yeah.
So 10 months after we broke up, they got engaged.
Wow.
So I think it just kind of goes to show like when it's not right, like it's not your guy. He's not your guy.
Yeah.
Like if there are signs there, he's not your guy. Like let him go, and that's gonna be her husband. Like
Yeah.
she might be a better fit for him than I was. So now I was just like, we were wasting each other's time, just being toxic and destructive. Like, what's the point of being in a relationship? Like, if him even just having you include in the podcast, and I know you guys do stuff together on Twitter or like your site. To me, it's like, what's the point if your guy or your girl like doesn't include you in what you're doing? Like doesn't want you to like doesn't want to help you, doesn't want to be better.
Yeah,
You see what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like
No,
why
no,
are y'all
no.
together then?
Yeah,
like if
exactly.
she's hidden, you know what I mean? Like you don't want to help her. It's just
Especially
strange.
if you're both like entertainers and like you
Yeah.
know you have some like everybody you know that everybody wants to see you in a relationship. You know, like
Yeah.
everybody loves that shit. Relationships are
just-
one of the most saleable things.
It's like you're supposed to be a team. Like if otherwise walk through life alone. Like why not be a team? You know, then you don't really need anyone. Like if you're not going to be,
Might as well
if you're
just be single.
Yeah, exactly. Like you know, the only time you should bring someone into your life is if they're going to improve it, and not in selfish ways, but like they want the best for you, so then you want the best for you, and you want the best for them, so then they want the best for themselves too. Like, but how long do you think you guys stayed together after you should have known or knew that it was like over?
I mean, probably like year 2. I was like, okay, this is probably
And you stayed for 4.
yeah.
And
It just took me forever.
Do you
It
think
took me
that
forever.
period got shorter and shorter with each dude? Like, did you recognize and leave in a shorter amount of time because you knew like you were better able at telling? Like,
You're talking about in just like situations after that
yeah,
relationship?
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like usually within the first month I can tell. Actually, not even first month, like first 2 weeks.
yeah, because your first relationship's kind of all about like learning. About what it's like to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
What is your note? Sorry, I have one more question.
No,
Those
no,
are my
keep-
notes.
keep going.
Like what in the first week, like what is the warning sign or the absolute like no, like this guy's not the one for sure?
Make sure I get.
Let me think what something that guys like typically do. You can always chime in too.
Shit. If they try to check your
inconsistent-
phone or some shit.
Oh god, no one's ever done that to me. I
Why?
will what?
That's crazy to me. That is crazy
They
though.
have
But
checked
yeah,
my
That's
phone.
clear cut psycho shit.
I felt my thumb like click. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm sleeping. He's put my thumb on my phone. I go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Holy shit, if a girl ever did that to me, I don't even know what the fuck I would do. I would be so mad that it would just be like I had never even known her. I'd be like, what? I'm gone. Like, it's just, yeah.
I don't know. I think the thing I look for at first is just their behaviors, their texting patterns, and probably just the way that they talk to me, how they want to talk to me. Is it text? Is it phone? Is it FaceTime? I think usually with their effort, you can kind of tell what their intentions are. I mean, all guys want to fuck. I mean, you know it is, but kind of trying to figure out who wants to be around for the long run. Yeah, you gotta have to just see, because a lot of guys can fake being consistent. I mean, I don't really know that many, but you know, probably the effort.
Are you into the idea that like you can't just fuck first and then start dating? Like, do you hold off if you want to be serious with someone, or do you just fuck if you want to fuck?
Oh, I'm having sex.
All right, cool. I'm glad you're not like old school or anything.
No, I feel like that mentality, like, oh, if I just hold out, he'll really see my value. No, he won't.
Well, so you guys are bringing me back to my whole Steve Harvey thing. I fucking went home with this girl years ago before I met her and started making out. Went to go grab a titty or something. She's like, no, I just read the Steve Harvey book. He told me I have to wait like 6 months before I could sleep with anyone. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Bye.
Steve Harvey just cost me some ass. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, what if that girl waits 6 months and then finally sees his dick and she hates it?
Yeah.
Like, God forbid.
You gotta see if you even want to commit to that dick.
Yeah.
No, but
That's right.
actually, you know what? Her instincts were completely right. Because in reality, I wanted to have sex with her and never talk to her again because I found her super fucking annoying.
But we fucked the first night, and that could have gone the same way. I mean, it's not like you were looking for a girlfriend. You said you never wanted to have a girlfriend anyways.
You're right, because if she had had sex with me that night, I probably never would have hung out with her again. And if she didn't have sex with me that night, I probably never would have hung out with her again. But we ended up running into each other randomly and had sex. But if it wasn't for that, then I definitely probably never would have seen her again. So
Okay,
kind
well,
of smart.
look,
but
I
if
have a
you're out here
question.
trying to minimize your body count, I mean, what kind of life is that?
You gotta try it all.
It's crazy.
Okay, so question. You said he never wanted a girlfriend, so what made you guys like make it official?
I fell in love.
How?
I'll tell you. I was like, are we together? All these blogs are saying we're together, but I don't know if it's for real. And then he went on vacation with his parents in Florida. And I was here in LA, and he was like, I'm going to this Pornstar party with Lil Pump later. And I was like, he was like,
Normal lifestyle.
this is when Pump was like
This is when
15 too.
No, he was 16.
So
I met him randomly. We ended up hanging out.
anyways, it was like only 2.5 months into us hanging out. So I was not thinking anything of it. Like, he can tell me he's going out, he can not tell me. I don't care. Like, I'm not like that at all.
Oh, you cared. But you weren't trying to represent that. You cared.
No, you said to me, maybe I'll FaceTime you if I'm getting head from some girl or something. You were trying to like flex a little bit, and then I was
What-
like,
what a line.
I was
That
like,
sounds like-
I was like, you don't need
It's
to
like
do that.
disturbing.
All I said was, you don't need to do that. Like, I don't want to see, like, because I assume like he might be doing some shit out there, but like it's not my business. I'm not your girlfriend.
I don't remember saying that, but It sounds like I was trying to fill you out, trying to troll you a little bit. So
I think you were. You're trying to
some trolling that shit.
And then you said, but if you suck another dick, I will fucking kill you. And that was how I knew that you loved me. Unfortunately.
For the record, I was not actually going to kill you.
I know you weren't actually going to kill me.
On the record.
There's probably a lot of people that are like, oh, Adam threatened to kill Lena.
But you had just like, you're not a very expressive, emotionally, romantically expressive person. And you had never expressed, like, you were like, I've seen you. I used to watch your channel. So I knew you would fuck girls and then kind of never talk to them again. And we'd been hanging out for a couple months. But you telling me like that you basically wanted me to be exclusive with you was like, oh, okay, he likes me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
I mean, it's not that cute. It sounds a little toxic, but
I feel like I ended up being in a relationship with her before I was willing to admit to myself that I actually was in a relationship with her, you know, where it's like it basically became that before I was actually willing to say, you know, because in my head, it's like, oh, I don't want a girlfriend. I don't want to be in a relationship or whatever. And then like it sort of just slowly crept in of like, oh, this is a good feeling. She loves me. She's like taking care of me. She wants me to do good. She's like helpful. She cares. You know,
were
it's
constantly
like,
shocked that I wasn't trying to get you to like skip out on work to hang out with me, you know, like stuff like that. You were in the beginning, you were weirded out about. But I found the card he wrote me for my birthday, like the first year we were together, and it says the first thing, I tried not to like you. It's like the first line of the thing. But you know,
I mean, that wasn't the plan, you know. I was just trying to hook up with this hot girl with a big ass on Instagram, and then here we are.
Yeah, but you know.
It's been 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
what,
nice.
Magic, guys.
That's what you need to do. Just find some guy and just level him up, make him your little boy toy, and just manage him. I feel like that's what you're doing with her. You kind of like scooped her up. You're like, you know what? I could help you level yourself up.
The audience obviously is just like Lena asked the fucking question we all want to know. Have you guys eaten each other out?
Whoa, that's a good question.
I feel like they all are jerking off right now. They want to know.
They're peaking right now.
No.
No.
You never have.
I'm tired of like people asking that fucking shit.
Okay,
Why
I
did-
only asked because you
Not
guys
you,
have
I'm not saying
teased about
you, yeah.
Sextape.
Yeah, we
Teased
did.
about it. It seems like it's like a thing that you guys don't want anyone to
This is a
actually.
no jumper exclusive. There is no tape.
Okay, okay.
But what did you
that's
guys
why I
record together
asked.
previously? Rubbing your boobs together or something? You said that you recorded stuff that you never
We
put
do.
out.
She has a bunch of shit.
But that's what it is, like super softcore lesbian porn?
No.
Probably naked
No,
twerking or something.
I actually interviewed her.
And that's what's never gonna come out?
What?
Or that hasn't come out?
For some reason, we became friends in real life. And I didn't want to release the interview. I don't know. I just felt like we were meant to meet each other. And I know that's not what people want to hear. But yeah, like people sexualize us all the time, which is fine. Like we get it. We played around. And a year later, people are still joking about it. But yeah, she's like my sister. Like she doesn't want to touch me. I don't want to touch her. Like
I totally get that.
like
I have a girl that I was best friends with for a long time, and people still like make a tape, and I'm like, I don't want to eat her pussy. Like I don't want to make out with her. It really does feel like kissing my sister. But I only brought it up because you guys were talking about it a little bit.
Yeah,
on
we
the
play
van
around
thing.
all the time.
Yeah, because it's fun to fuck
wait.
with people.
Yeah, because they're just, it doesn't really matter. It's in their mind, they're still going to be like, drop the tape. Where's the tape?
I just gotta say, elephant in the room. Some sisters be fucking.
Wow.
Future.
You
I don't
really
give a
have to
fuck
just
if
make
they
it
was
so
real
gross
sisters.
here.
No, I'm just saying that is a thing that occasionally happens.
I've heard of a lot of
Isn't
girls.
like Natalia? Doesn't she have a sister and they used to do shit?
I think they're both in porn. I don't know if they've actually ever shot together. That would be crazy.
I
Well,
know
I
a-
heard they have, but I heard like they don't eat each other's pussy or no shit like that. But they have
Right.
been in the same scene together. Yeah.
That is fucking nuts.
I'm almost completely positive.
I don't think that's
asked.
that crazy though, because I know a lot of porn girls that do like private snap stuff together that are so not. There's like no sexual vibe between them. They're not really into each other. They're just doing it to do it, and it feels like you could do that with your sister because like there's definitely people you've done scenes with that there was no sexual chemistry.
Yeah, but I mean, like.
But it's your sister. I
still
get it.
like my sister will film some private Snapchat stuff for me, but it's all the stuff but before the sex, you know, not the making out even. Like even before that, it's like the photos, the whatever stuff like that, and I can like change in front of her, but it's weird that she like helps me with anything that's related to sex. It's too weird for me.
If
I don't know.
had a brother, I would hope that I would have dicked down at least one girl in my life with her. With him.
Really?
I've heard of brothers
Yeah.
doing that shit.
I have
with,
too.
It's like I mean, you guys are different. I don't know.
I would do that with any of my friends, to be honest, if I was single.
Okay, so after meeting us, do you feel that vibe at all?
What
Between us,
you guys?
any sexual.
I feel like you're her sensei.
What's that?
Like your karate instructor. Oh. Where I feel like you like saw Teanna and you were like, I don't know, I just feel like you helped, you've kind of like taken it upon yourself to not just be friends, but to sort of like mentor her a tiny bit. I don't know if you reject that notion.
I don't reject it, but she's never, like I said, she's never asked me for anything.
But
I just, it's in my nature to just,
That's
like,
what I was
if
gonna
I
say.
can
You seem
elevate
like that
somebody,
type.
if I can, like, lift their, like, because to be honest, Teanna has and always will be more than a porn star. And I know a lot of people are going to box her. You guys never talked to her outside of or what you've seen. So for me, it's like, I just really grew to love her as we would just talk and like really care about her. And that was never, again, like it was in my plan. You know, I was just flying her out to interview her for my book. I talked about her. I had never had any intention on like, we're going to become best friends. Like, you know, it just happened. But yeah, so anytime I can help somebody, or she never asked for it. If I hear little things where maybe I could, okay, well maybe this, or have you ever thought about that? I always want her to be a free thinker and question everything I tell her. Like, don't take what I say. My word is bond. Like, you know, you feel how you feel and you figure it out. So it's like I share things as she allows me to, but I don't just like force my opinion on her. Like, I'm not her mother. I'm her friend.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I said, if she wanted to shoot porn for another 20 years, like, I'm still going to be her friend.
How do you feel about her doing porn? Do you think it's a good decision going forward?
Going forward?
Yeah.
I think it just depends on where her heart is. You know, wherever her heart is, if she wants to shoot, then she should do it. If she doesn't, she shouldn't.
But are you still shooting for Vixen right now?
Yeah.
How's that going?
That's good. I don't have many scenes with them though. Like I have 2 more left and my contract ends in March, so I'm just chilling.
But are you, at that point, are you gonna go crazy and do a million scenes, or
Hey, what?
are you gonna do a million scenes? Or are you
Whenever
gonna...
I get out of contract?
Yeah.
Probably not. I'm done with the companies. I'm done with them owning my shit. You got
Really?
me fucked up.
You're just gonna
Yeah.
go pure Snapchat?
Or just if I am gonna do it, it's gonna be my own shit.
You should start your
have
own
me
site. That's a
fucked
good
up.
idea.
Yeah. No, you have me fucked up.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a good
smart.
That
move.
shit is for the birds.
All the
It's a
girls
good
who are
move.
making the most money in the adult industry are all having like their own websites and stuff, and then when they go do scenes for other companies, it's basically just promo for their own shit.
That makes sense. I mean, because it really is all about ownership. I mean,
Yeah.
these companies are like, you know, they really give these girls peanuts to do the shit.
It's like if you were to go get like you're gonna be on some TV show, or if you were gonna be like a correspondent on like go on Fox News and talk about some shit, or go on CNN or whatever, they're either not gonna pay you or they're not gonna pay you shit. And then, but it's all just, the whole goal is just to drive people to
Yeah.
your shit, you know? Definitely.
You like to put your dick sucking videos for free on Twitter anyway, so
Well,
you
that's
might
great
as well
promo.
be
Those
fucking.
things go so, you know just as well that those go
I
so
know.
viral.
I know. Yeah, it's.
I don't really do the Snapchat OnlyFans right now because shit's annoying me, and I live in Baltimore, so them dicks aren't always clean. So I am not doing that
Stringer
shit right
bells,
now.
dick ain't clean. I feel like there's an alternate universe in which you were one of the main characters on The Wire.
You think so? My dogs are named after The Wire.
Really? You love The Wire?
It's Baltimore, so.
Yeah. I just wish that you
little
like got a
old.
role on there and you had been like one of the crackheads or something. Or no,
Think I
cop.
would've been you think I would have been a
not a
cop?
crackhead.
See, I told you she's your manager.
She talks reckless, and you are like, I'm gonna put as little
Hold
words
up.
out here as possible.
Rein it
I
in
mean,
a little
I'm
bit.
an open book, but you have to ask certain questions. And she's allowed to say whatever she wants to say. Like, again, you know, but I've been doing interviews a long time too. So there was times where I was really loose-lipped and like saying names, and it's just a process. Like you just learn to say what you want people to know, not what people can get out of you.
You know what my audience wants to hear you talk about, though, right?
What do they want to hear?
I mean, you've spent time with the GOAT,
Who's the goat?
It was the goat.
Lil Uzi.
Oh my god.
She doesn't even call him Lil Uzi. She calls him by his real.
Samir.
Yeah,
It's
she calls
his
him by
real
his real
name.
name.
No, but I mean,
Oh my god.
You know what I'm thinking?
what
about.
was
yeah.
that?
We
His
saw-
name's Samir. I didn't know that.
His name is Samir. Yeah.
That's a
I don't.
great name.
Anytime I meet someone who has like they have their stage name, first day we're texting. What's your real name?
Oh, because you're always just trying to drop them down a level. I'm the opposite. If I become friends with somebody, no, I'm sticking with the real name. I ain't calling fucking Lil Pump Gazzy. I ain't calling Lil Xan Diego. Nah, we sticking with the clout name. Fuck that. I ain't going around talking about Diego. There's a million Diegos.
Adam's friends with Zan.
Yeah, just so you guys know.
so you
Just so you guys
know.
know. Friendswithlilzan.com. Yeah, but talk to me about that. What was that like? Because I feel like our audience is so fascinated by him. We don't get enough of him.
Yeah, he doesn't really open up like that. He doesn't.
Yeah.
So we have something in common if like draws like. So
He's a Leo. Ain't he?
You need a podcast all about zodiac signs. You need to
I
start
mean,
that.
well, I'm a Leo and he's a Leo.
It's really depressing that would probably be really popular.
It would be so popular. Zodiac signs are I hate on social media.
Me talking to every girl I ever met my entire life, like, what sign are you? And I'm just like at the bar, like, all right, like, yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I just feel like if he doesn't say, if you don't know him, if you're not like in that circle, then it's nothing for you really to know.
But you publicly called him out like a few months back for not linking up with you when you were in the same city as him or some shit, or was it like a flyout where he didn't link with you or some shit like that? What was that about?
I actually had permission. I had talked to him on FaceTime that day, actually, because he wanted to help me with my book sales. And I told him, like, he's like, how come, people don't know, like, who any of these people are in the book? And I'm just like, because that wasn't the intention of it. So, yeah, he just told me, like, put it out. Like, we had a whole conversation. It wasn't, like, me being spiteful. That was my own audio that I sent him months before my book. Like, we hadn't even been hanging out, talking, or anything like that. So, yeah, he has respect for me. I have respect for him. And he was just trying to help me, like, boost my book. So
In
really
that moment? That was fake
news?
news?
In that moment, no, that was a real recording, but that was, like, our relationship was not romantic when we were talking about my book. Like, that present time, we were not romantic at all.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that was a real recording I sent him. I was really mad, But so I was just like, I'm going to use this old screenshot that I have of us on FaceTime and put that recording on it, and people are going to think it's, like, just last week or just yesterday I said this to him. No.
Wow, so you're like a fucking media manipulator out here, huh?
I mean, that's what the media does all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just playing
you're
playing
just
the game on that.
You're describing it like it's not nefarious, fake news, Russian disinformation
But
campaign stuff.
it was very true. Like, what everything I said, that's exactly how I felt. Just the timing. Like, of course, like I said, I don't really open up or like say, this is who I'm with, this is who I'm running around with. This was just, I had permission. I asked. You care if I post this out? Because people are gonna,
You were never in love with Lil Uzi?
Of course I love him. He's cute. He's fun. He's nice. Like, what's not to love about
Not
Uzi?
that kind of love. We all love him that way.
I haven't been in love in years, so I haven't met that guy.
What is the most devious thing you've done to an ex? I feel like you must have some
To Lil Uzi
some
specifically.
stories.
I would never want to hurt Samir. Like, whatever. But what devious thing have I done?
Uzi, I tried to get some good shit. I tried to get her to air your ass out.
Devious. I am like all in or all out. So when our relationship is done, I just move on. Like, I've never tried to like bust anyone's windows, the car, any damage, like stalking, none of that. I mean, I creep online and look at their profile, but that's
See,
a form
that's
of
a turn
stalking.
off. I want a girl who's going to break my windshield at some point. No
Really?
offense, but that's been pissing me off for the last few years.
All right, buys a hammer right after the podcast.
Do it with your elbow.
You know what? I was thinking this because my sister and I were just thinking about this story about the stupidest thing we ever got in trouble for as kids was my mom found paint thinner in my sister's bedroom and thought we were huffing paint in high school.
That
because
explains so much.
my cousin bought it to pour on her boyfriend's car. So that is why she had it. And we all got in fucking trouble for, you guys are huffing paint. I'm like, what ratchet people do you guys know who huff paint? But anyways,
cool.
that's why I was like, are you the type to throw paint thinner on an ex-boyfriend's car?
I've been in therapy for 5 years. So for me, like, I'm committed to, despite what people might paint, with my monologues and like how I speak and carry myself online, like those are two different people. One's entertainment and one is the person you guys are talking to now. So for me, I don't like doing all that rah-rah, that extra shit. I value my freedom. I don't want to have to fight for it. And to be honest, like, if our time and our relationship is done, I have to just honor what the universe is allowing to move on, like let go. So I'm not about to block my blessings because I'm fucking using paint thinner and going out of my way to be evil. That's, as above, so below, or as above, below, so above. So it's like, I'm not gonna put out that type of energy because I'm gonna get it right back. That's what we live in an energetic, emotional world. So when people are doing all that crazy shit, it just comes back to you.
But isn't that weird how people worship Left Eye for the fact that she like burnt her fucking dude's house down? But then meanwhile, like, if a dude did that to a girl, could you imagine the way they would talk about him?
Yeah, it would be unfair.
And
it would be
everybody on here,
a double standard.
If you said that you done paint thinner all over some rapper's car, they would be so fucking excited. You'd be like a feminist icon for the next few weeks.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No?
I would never do that.
No.
No,
Not
I don't
for the
believe
clout.
in hurting people like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that doesn't seem very productive.
No?
No. Because if I was mad at you, I would never think of ways that I could
Hurt you. If you
I
really
would be
care.
like, how can I solve this issue that we seem to have?
One time, I was so mad at this girl that I had been dating, and I was ranting about how fucking mad I was at how bad she had screwed me over, and I was just ranting about it to this dude I was friends with, and this is like 10 years ago, and he goes, well, you know the best way if you want to get revenge on somebody? I'm like, what? He goes, you order boar piss, and then you put it in a syringe, and you go to her car, and you squirt the boar piss into the car, get it all over the exterior, and you squirt it into the fucking air ducts and shit. And like, I'm like, what does that do? He's like, well, there's no way to get rid of the smell. She'll never get rid of it. And I'm just like,
Wow.
What the fuck? I'm like, in that moment, it kind of made me like, okay, I guess I'm not that mad, because I'm not mad enough to go get some boar piss
I mean,
off
how
the
do you
internet.
even find out about such a thing?
Sounds very personal. Like he did
Yeah.
He was
it.
into, he probably done. He was into hunting and stuff. So I guess that's like how he got on the
That's
wavelength.
boring.
What, boar
My
piss?
story is-
Oh yeah. Let's hear what you got.
let's
Yeah.
So,
Tell us.
back in the day, my boyfriend cheated on me, right? And I knew he cheated. I didn't tell him. I think I told you guys the story. So I went to suck his dick, and I bit the fuck out of it. And he punched me so fucking hard in the eye. I had 3 little like knuckle bruises right here. Yeah.
Wow, that would
That's
be so.
how you get revenge.
Honestly, if a girl bit my dick like that, that's I guess exactly what I would do. Is I would punch him as hard as I could in the face, which is cool because you don't normally get like a guilt-free way to punch a girl in the face. Like I'm probably, you know. You never normally would be able to do that and feel okay about it. But in that moment, like, what else are you gonna do?
It happened so fast. It was like his reflex.
It must have been a reflex for real, though.
It's like you would never want to kick a dog, but if a dog bites you, you get to beat the shit out of the dog until it gets off of you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No? If a dog bites into your leg, you're not gonna punch the dog as hard as
if it's still latched onto you, yeah. But if it's gone away, then no, you don't get to go
If
back
I
and
had
beat
a
the
gun
shit
on
out
me,
of the dog.
if I had a gun on me and a dog started biting my leg, I would shoot the dog.
Oh, I hate you.
I probably would too.
Right? It's like
Not even gonna lie, because I'm a model, and if I have a scar on my leg, bitch, you're taking away from my cash, and this dog is dying.
same here. I do a podcast. I can't podcast with a big scar on my calf.
Well, you're good, but me, I gotta, get
She got to be in all kinds of crazy positions.
Yeah.
You can see everything.
Yeah, you can.
have that.
The dog bite, that's over. I'm not watching a girl's porn if she's got dog bites
Stop
all
it.
over her. Hell no.
It's like watching someone with mosquito bites. Like, ew.
I think it's crazy that you can't have like little scars, but
Mosquito bites?
no scars. It's like I feel like it's more real. I don't know. But
Yeah, I like a girl with a big old bullet hole in her stomach or something, you know? That lets you know she's real. She's from the grizzle.
I'm all good.
How do you guys feel about Jay-Z signing this deal with the NFL?
You talk.
You go first,
No,
girl.
Opinions.
you should
Opinions.
definitely go first.
Why?
Because you're the rawest in the world.
I don't know.
She's
I don't
industry,
really-
as we've discussed.
I don't really know much about Jay-Z, so I don't want to talk about him because he's boring as fuck. So you go. Old news. All right.
I mean, it kind of seems like there's a lot of questions. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to base an assumption, like an opinion, on like a bunch of hearsay. Like, we hear that he wants to be an owner. Like, we hear all of these things, but like, where are the facts?
Right.
Because that's manipulative media.
We don't
as
know
well.
100% what the whole deal is.
Right. So I can't really give like 100% of my opinion.
But is your gut reaction when you see this that he's kind of being a backstabber and turning his back on your boy Kaepernick?
Hey, you know?
What do you think that he's thinking right now about it? Do you think that he's in the dark on this?
No idea.
Me either. I would assume he's mad.
But we don't know. Maybe they were
Who
kind of on.
knows?
Maybe they're both
Father.
on the same team.
Who knows?
If you want to keep your enemies close, right?
Yeah.
Jay-Z could do more to change the system from the inside than he
True.
could from the outside, right?
True.
Just a thought.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what that man's doing. He's boring. On to the next.
You never got that call, J and B?
What's
Come
that?
through, spend the night with us.
Oh, I'm coming.
But for Beyonce.
Let's be clear. Beyonce.
But for Beyonce.
Wait, you're not gonna let Jigga touch you?
Jay can touch me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's done enough.
He's done enough. I mean, but
All
he-
those albums. I mean, he's done a lot for the game. He's got $1 billion. Like, what are you waiting for?
money don't mean shit.
It means something. It means something when it's $1 billion.
Like, are you saying I'm gonna be like have a lot of fun with him like sexually because he has a lot of money?
Yeah. He's probably gonna give you some, right?
Probably not.
No, probably not. Doesn't seem like they're doing that. Beyonce don't. No, you guys are calling people boring. I think Beyonce is gonna be the boring one out of that. She's the one that's not having these crazy threesomes that I wish she was. He's
We
out
don't
here
know.
having a good time on the side.
How do
we
you
don't
know this?
Yeah, we don't know what she's
Yeah,
doing.
she wrote a whole fucking album about it. He's out here fucking white girls. It's like the worst thing you can do.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Jay-Z fuck Superhead?
Yeah, back in the day. Actually, I remember because I read her book, and
What did she say about his dick?
I don't remember what she said about his dick. I just remember that she was his video girl in a video, and then he proceeds to, like, on the lunch break, he takes her in his car, drives like partway down the mountain, just pulls over on the side of this fucking trail, and just like kind of unzips his pants, puts a condom on, and then just like moves her head down there, and just doesn't even say anything.
So dumb. What was the point?
Jay, I know you're rich as fuck. Even back then, it was like 99. It's like, I know you're rich as fuck. I know you're so important. I don't give a shit. You get head with no condom, bro. Like, what? You haven't done all this with your life to get Trojan top, my friend.
I love how he just had a condom with him.
You know what he was doing. She was legendary for like having the best head in the game at that time.
I've never given condom head. Sounds boring.
One of the greatest, Jadakiss. Can I just tell you guys one of the best lyrics of all time? I had this bitch named Superhead. She gave Superhead. She moved in the building, even gave the Superhead. Like the superintendent. I know none of you guys have ever lived in an apartment, so you don't know what I'm talking about. You probably said landlord.
Yeah, I say landlord. That's the super.
The super.
You always constantly expose how old you are by saying things like this.
I have to be old to enjoy a Jadakiss lyric from like 15 years ago?
He called a purse a pocketbook the other day. I was like, is that so weird?
I've never heard anyone call it a pocketbook.
God damn it.
How old are you?
35.
36 in November.
Thank you. No, but you know what it is that is weird about that is I was Googling pocketbook because you made me feel bad about this. And it's like usually when people say pocketbook, they're talking about like the monetary aspect. Like, oh, well, if you stop ordering Postmates, it's going to really help with your pocketbook.
That makes sense.
That's
I feel
a little
like
bit more.
I could hear your dad saying things like this to you.
I can imagine my grandmother saying it to me right now in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard
Pocketbook.
the word until you said it the other day.
Well, you've also never seen Seinfeld, so you don't know.
I have seen Seinfeld.
Has anyone here at this table seen Seinfeld besides me?
I've seen Seinfeld.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what that is.
I need some white friends. And my friends my age, too. I need to switch my whole demographic up so I can talk about Seinfeld.
Hey, I heard legendary things about it.
Oh, it's great. And I highly... Listen, if you are going to sit down and watch Game of Thrones, no. Turn it off. Seinfeld. Episode 1 to the last one. Spoiler, they go to jail at the end.
Does anyone have does the coffee and the coffee with the... Is that Jerry?
Jerry.
Is he the one that does the comics with or the comedians and coffee?
Comedians and Cars Drinking
Yes.
Coffee is his new show, yes.
Okay. Sorry, Elizabeth.
If you want
Just trying
something
to,
that will help
feed into your thing.
This was back when TV was just on networks before Netflix and shit like that.
Oh, the good old days.
The good old days, shit was different.
You know what they need now? I want to be on a motherfucking Next bus. Remember, like Room Raiders?
Oh my
Next.
God.
Please.
They need to bring that back.
That would
Yes.
be fun.
If they had
Next
like
was
social
great.
media girls as the girls and all those men on the bus, and you know what I mean? That would be so fucking
I love
fun.
that show.
What about this idea? You come in one day, we do a live stream together where we say, date Teanna Trump, and we have people line up outside.
I'm down.
And then I send some of my goons out to the line, and maybe one of your friends too would probably be good, so that you can get a woman's taste here too. But they pick the ones that they think might be eligible. They get to come back in here and talk to you for like 5 minutes, and we feel them out.
Let's do it.
That'd be super fun, right? Or
That'd be
actually,
fun.
And they gotta pay.
oh yeah.
I like where your head's at.
I mean, she needs an
Hey.
appearance fee, right?
5
like
minutes,
she gotta get
$100.
No,
We'll split it.
$100 minimum.
You get 10. I get 90. What?
No,
No? Fuck. All right.
the house doesn't get paid that much.
Right.
She ain't reading the contract.
Oh, she is now.
Well, she needs an appearance fee. She gotta make something.
I do agree with that. Actually, and to be totally honest, I think me and Riley conjured that idea at first.
I conjured it up for Riley. I was there. I made it up. You
She-
always do this.
You
I
get the
make
credit.
something up, and he fucking I came up with this thing. I'm like,
It
no,
just
no, no,
came
no,
Oh
no.
yeah. No, 'cause
time.
she came up with like a rap lyric that I took, and now I'm claiming it as my own.
Oh, he's like, I got the best bar. I'm like, yo, I dropped one bar, you steal it, you make it
I
yours.
just keep saying that I'm gonna do a rap song, and I'm gonna say at some point in the song, I'm gonna say, I got a fire shirt, Guy Fieri.
Now
That's
my,
dumb.
my bar sounds dumb because I didn't say it like that. Anyways,
That's a good line, and every rapper watching this can use it. Guy Fieri always wore a shirt with fire on it. Do I have to spell this out?
he did.
It's funny.
Why has no one ever dressed like him for Halloween?
Everybody does.
Okay.
I know a lot of bitches that walk around looking like Guy Fieri all the time.
What are you guys doing for Halloween? It's coming up, and I feel like you guys have some master plans over
We
there.
don't know, but we're definitely probably getting booked and doing a motherfucking duo look.
Yeah.
So that
we've been thinking about it.
you guys just pull up to clubs together. Are you guys bringing in a lot of money that way? Is that a good business to be in? Doing the club
I mean, when you're
appearance
us, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say for other girls. I don't know how lucrative it would be for them,
thing?
but
But you have a lot of promoters chasing you guys down to do this, huh?
I don't know. I think
yeah,
so.
I'm in. Yeah, we do.
I think so. That's for sure.
Look, I saw a video of them sort of sitting there looking all cute, being like, promoters, if you want us to come to your city, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
We should do one like that. You want Adam and Lena
I
to
don't
host your
know.
club?
I have been sought after tons to do feature dancing.
No, not that. I'm not doing that.
That's
I think
like club
don't do
clearances.
that. I would.
That's a strip club.
Yeah.
What they make off of that, you will make off of.
I got
club
offered a
listings.
really good rate, but I'm like, I can't fucking dance, and I don't
Me
want someone
either.
touching my ass. So
I
You're
was
gonna be
watching.
sweaty and.
I was watching one of our lady friends strip on the timeline the other day, and I can't lie, I was kind of looking at it like, man, I don't want Lena doing that.
oh, I know you don't want me doing it. I know.
Oh man, it's like when you talk about it, it sounds like, all right, fuck
You've
it. She
been,
gonna go get paid.
you've been supportive and encouraging of it, but I really don't think that like when it came down to it. First of all, I am so fucking clumsy. You're telling me I have to dance in those heels.
You're gonna be a meme. You're gonna fall
I
off
have
stage.
a back problem,
Crack your
and
head
and
open,
then
that'll be
I
a
have to
bad
let
meme.
someone touch me potentially just
Yeah.
to put some money in my underwear.
I'll be real with you. I don't want nobody touching my bitch even for a
Oh,
second.
I know you don't want anyone touching me. We've been over this.
I want to encourage you to, go out and get every bag available, but yeah, I don't
I like
know.
doing it virtually. I cam, so I feel like stripping and camming has like very similar things. You like get tips for things you do, but the best part is I don't have to leave my house and no
Yeah.
one can actually touch me.
If you
and-
went and feature dance once, you'd probably look at camming in such a more positive light going forward because you'd be just like comparing it in your head.
I mean, like some photographer said something super creepy to me the other day, and I like really was put off by it. Like, could you imagine if someone said something creepy to me in person while I'm naked and my job is
God.
to engage?
And
Like,
your job as a stripper is just to basically you're basically getting paid to just let guys disrespect you.
yeah.
And
I
as
mean,
long as they don't take it to the extent that you have to actually.
if a club
flip
wanted to
out.
book me and do a meet and greet at a strip club, I would totally do it. If you're out there listening, I would do a meet and greet and
Same,
like
yeah.
sign posters, whatever. I can't fucking dance.
Me either.
Like,
I like how this interview has kind of turned into us asking you guys for advice about our careers.
I mean, I feel like
We're
she's
all learning from
I
each
could
other.
I could learn a lot from her. She's gonna help me write this book in a couple years. So
Oh man, that's gonna be that. If we break up, it's gonna be because Brittany Renner fucking swoops
surviving
in.
Adam 22.
Oh, she's like, listen, I think you got a
I'm gonna have
great
Lena to
book.
plug all of my Instagram. Follow her, you guys.
You guys are gonna be a three. No, then you will finally be the Migos once you adopt
Oh
her
my
into your
God.
cult.
Am I
You're
gonna be
Takeoff.
Takeoff? Because I really don't want to be Takeoff. No offense to Takeoff. I'm not interested.
You immediately knowing that you might be
I'm
Takeoff
just like,
is so
fuck,
good.
I'm so gonna get to be Takeoff. This is
Because
not fair.
Takeoff is the one who's always all leaned out all the time, and you are always
I got a
just
lot of
out here
energy.
just sipping.
I like my uppers, not my downers. Thank you very much.
Very good. Okay, Teanna, you want to smoke a blunt?
Let's go.
Wait, do you guys want to add anything? By the way, I feel like we didn't mention this, but your book is called Judge This Cover.
Yes, ma'am.
That was the book that I started reading. I'm not done, but I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I need to read it so I can more aggressively spill tea. Actually, we're going to do another interview and it'll be based entirely off the comments of this video, right?
I want her to interview you.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be fucking crazy.
Oh,
I want her to interview you because I'm like, she is just like,
You got a podcast yet?
Not yet.
It's coming soon, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody I know I know so many successful authors that straight up do not write anything anymore because they just have podcasts. Like Sam Harris, the main one I'm thinking
We
of.
should have been the new, back in the day that it was Dr. Drew, Adam, and David Carolla sometimes. Is that his name? Or am I right? Am I hitting
Adam
it right?
Carolla.
Adam Carolla and Dave.
Yeah,
and
Dateline.
Who
no,
was the black guy that would
Loveline.
come on
Love-
sometimes? That was real funny.
What the fuck was it called? Huh?
Who was the black guy that would come on?
I don't know.
Okay, well,
You
that
should
shit-
you should be a no jumper commentator. That would be so good.
What's that?
I don't know, just like go like you could be like our host. Well, like, wait, but don't you already have a podcast that you're doing with somebody else's?
Who?
Okay, we'll talk after, but I feel like that would be good. I feel like my fan base would love you as like a person going out and doing vlogs, doing your own podcast. That'd be great. We should get into business.
you should just start a YouTube channel because you're
I
fucking
want to.
hilarious. I would watch it every day.
That would be crazy.
She's so funny.
I would not make no money though, but fuck it.
Just
That
don't
is
use your
true.
real name. That's just don't use.
Don't use because who are they telling us is
It happens with me. Happens with Layla Starr, Mia Khalifa.
No, but they were saying Mia Khalifa just goes
Your
by Mia
own
now
name
on
YouTube, like that tag.
Why?
They just know you're a porn
because
star in the
her
system.
being a porn star, because think about it, it's all artificial intelligence shit. So they know that 99% of the time when Teanna Trump is in the title of a video, that it means that it's not for kids, that it's adult content, whatever. So they basically like off rip treat you as if you're like whatever, you know. And it's like, but if you were to start a channel from scratch and never do any like super extreme content and not use your full name, then maybe you'd be good. But also it's like one day the YouTube algorithm's gonna be like, oh, we figured out you do porn, boom, no money.
Fuck YouTube.
For real, we need to sue. And I almost forgot, it's Teanna's birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Teanna. Happy birthday to you. And many more. I didn't know you knew all that. I think you could call me old for that.
I mean, I know about that.
Dude, I was about to end the podcast and completely forget that we got the cupcakes for you. Yeah, that's a good point. I totally forgot I was so deep in the combo.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you everyone for watching.
That was really sweet, you guys.
Yeah. Happy
That's
birthday.
a good note to leave on.
Yeah.
And
There it is.
I learned some new things from you guys, and you guys, not so bad.
I feel like I
Well,
learned a
not so
lot.
bad.
Oh, so you were
So
coming
do
into
you
this
like
ready to
us?
hate us?
He's still a smart.
I know she likes me. I don't think she likes you.
He's real tricky, but he's all right.
Yeah, I'm
He's
tricky.
okay.
I consider myself lucky that I like ended up dating like a nice normal girl before I got famous, so I didn't have to go through a period in my life where I dated like a fucking evil chick like Brittany who was just gonna expose me in a book.
Call it what you want.
Hey, you might turn me evil and sour. I might write about you. Don't forget.
Look, right.
Again,
Look,
Jason, the
tread lightly.
NDA. We're gonna need some NDAs. Yeah.
Tread
I got
lightly.
all the receipts. There's this one folder on Dropbox. Just kidding.
Hackers, don't get any ideas. Storm the Lena. VPN, whatever.
Where did you guys get these from? Walmart?
I don't actually
There's
know.
no Walmarts nearby.
Sent one of my employees
Right,
to get those. on
There's
my
no
hair.
Walmarts.
There are Walmarts.
He's not nearby
This
here.
one looks- all these look really good, actually.
No, but my employee got them possibly up north in the valley. Oh, see, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
You have flames on your shirt.
Are you
The
go-
candles are
Target
papyrus.
that.
I picked them out myself.
Are you guys so health conscious that you're not going to eat these cupcakes? Because that's the category that I'm in right
Are
now.
we done? Because I'll eat for done.
We're pretty damn close to done.
I
could
don't
do
eat. I just want any money.
I'm going to do my outro right now, okay?
Okay, cool.
It was amazing having you guys here, by the way. Appreciate
Likewise,
y'all.
thank you for having us.
Brittany Renner, Teanna Trump, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes. Very big thanks to my co-host, Lena the Plug, NoJumper.com. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Buy my Snapchat.
Buy the Snapchat. Just like that. All right. Appreciate you guys.